What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see by the title in this video, I'm going to be sharing how I'm dealing with the changes in my appearance due to a chronic illness as a consequence of narcissistic abuse. I know I have a few videos talking about the effects of narcissistic abuse, how the stress makes you ill, so on and so forth. I think I even uploaded a video on one of like a flare-up day where I was feeling really weak and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of narcissistic abuse survivors who are going through this. And I do these videos as a way to connect, as a way to let you know that you're not the only one going through these things, and also as a way to empower you, okay? Because we're in this together, but we can get better together, okay? So today I wanted to talk about how the change in our appearance affects us, because I don't think it's spoken about enough. I haven't found enough videos on this topic. There's plenty of videos talking about, the high levels of cortisol, how you can get sick, and how stress makes you chronically ill, and the narcs and stuff like that. But there's not a lot of videos on how the change in your appearance after a chronic illness affects you on a physical level, and most importantly on an emotional level, okay? I think the reason why we don't talk enough about these things is because judgment. We don't want to be judged. Why are you talking about appearance? You're healthy, or maybe you're not healthy, but you're still alive. So just be grateful that you're alive. Don't talk about how your appearance has changed after a chronic illness. It's not the politically correct thing to say, I think. I don't know, I'm just assuming over here. But I feel like we need to talk about all of these things, because for those women especially, because I believe women by a large percent suffer from autoimmune diseases as compared to men, when compared to men, right? Anyhow, I want to talk about this because, like I said, it affects a lot of women, and I want to let you know that you're not alone. I know there are memes out there, because I've seen them plenty of times, where they show what a woman or a man looks like during a relationship with a narcissist, and typically they don't look that great. They look tired, they look beat up, they just don't look right. And then the after picture, your glowing hair is perfect, you're thinner, makeup is on point, like you're looking good, honey. But that's not the reality for everybody. Some people don't look that amazing after a relationship with a narcissist for obvious reasons. These people stress you the hell out. And those stress hormones really take a toll on your health and on your body. And sometimes it's very hard to look alive, to glow when you're sick and you're dealing with, different types of illnesses, okay? Not just autoimmune. Some people have, get cancer and, really, really, hard diseases on the body, okay? So let me start from the beginning. Before I was officially diagnosed with Sjogren's, that's a condition that I'm dealing with, I was very fatigued. I had a very tired look to me. If you look on my channel, you will run into some videos where I'm looking crazy and I look exhausted, okay? But I still wanted to do the videos because I knew that, first of all, I wanted to get my message across, and I also felt like there was an audience that were probably going through the same thing I was going through, and I just wanted to connect with those people as well, okay? Because we're not gonna look perfect all the time, and we're not gonna look amazing, fresh out of a magazine at all times, okay? That's just not possible. That's not real life, and that's not the message that I'm trying to send here. Anyhow, prior to my diagnosis, I don't want to run off topic. So prior to my diagnosis, I knew that I was not healthy. I knew that I wasn't looking right because I didn't have the energy to do my hair and do my makeup, and I wasn't eating right either because I could barely cook. I was, doing DoorDash for I don't know how many days out of the week. So it was a combination of things going wrong, right? But I was so afraid of getting a cancer diagnosis that the look in my appearance, even though I knew I wasn't looking right, as a consequence of not feeling right, I wasn't really worried about my appearance, because again, I was worried about having cancer, being diagnosed with cancer, being that it runs on my mother's side of the family and also on my dad's side of the family. So I was very, very afraid, stressed the hell out until I finally got a diagnosis, and then I was able to calm down, and I knew that I was gonna live, I was gonna make it, and I didn't have to worry about writing a will and my children, who's gonna take care of them, and all this stuff that you worry about when you think that you might have cancer, okay? So once I was diagnosed, I'm talking too fast, I need to slow it down, Anna, slow it down. So once I was diagnosed, finally, with Sjogren's, I started to calm myself down because I knew I was going to make it. I was going to be around for my babies. And now we can tackle this. Now we can get a medication. Now I can look at all of these symptoms and how to treat them. So before I talk about how these symptoms affected me emotionally, I'm going to tell you how they affected me physically, okay? Because it's different for everybody, okay? Sjogren's may affect one person one way and it may affect another person another way. Some people think it's just dry eyes, dry throat, and swollen glands, and it's much more than that. It affects everybody differently. It can affect your liver, it can affect your kidneys, like it can affect major organs, okay? It's not just dry mouth and dry eyes and swollen glands, which, by the way, I suffer from all of those things. By the way, so my physical, how Sjogren's affected me physically was dry mouth, severe dry eyes. I always have to use my little drops. Whether I'm using contacts or not, I barely wear contacts. I'm wearing them right now just because I didn't feel like wearing my glasses for this video. Really dry skin, not on my face. I have the oiliest of skin on my face, which is so weird. And then the rest of my body is super dry. I get rashes over here. Like this is a rash that always comes back. And like dry patches in some parts of my body that I have to deal with. So I have to really lather up on lotions on my body. My hands get super dry, the dryness on my hands, the severe dryness started happening recently. So I think it also has to do with me aging. I'm turning 44 in October. So I think, Sjogren's has aged me a little faster, I believe. But I'm also aging. So for me, it's a double whammy. It's you're getting older and you have Sjogren's. So yeah. So dry skin, dry ends with really oily, this is so crazy. My hair is like oily up here at the root and then dry on the bottom, okay? My hair has always been thin. I've never had like a lot of hair, but now it's even thinner than ever. So that's why I had to cut it, because it was long but super thin and it didn't look healthy. So that's why I cut it to make it look, I don't know, and I'm older too, so I cut out the color because I'm rocking my grays. So okay, thinning hair, brittle ends, swollen lymph nodes. If you guys notice, if you guys pay attention, I have videos, I've posted videos where my face looks really fat. And that's due to my swollen lymph nodes. My lymph nodes on the side of my face, my neck and shoulders swell up during a flare-up. And sometimes if I eat like salty foods or sweets or starch, I've noticed, if I eat any of those things, my face is going to swell up. It looks awful. So what I've learned to do is to like massage my face with a face oil. Massage myself here, like going up like this, going like this on the sides of my face, the sides of my neck, over here, like massage myself on my shoulders. And if I do that in the morning and at night, daily, I don't always do it. If I'm really tired, I won't have time to do it or energy to do it. But I try to do it, and that has helped the swelling, my lymph nodes swelling, to go down. That has helped greatly. And last but not least, my nails are super, well, that's not it. That's not everything. Those are the main things. I don't want to make this video too long. Brittle nails. So my nails were like paper thin. Paper thin. I had to stop going to the nail salon because it hurt so bad when they file them down. Whether they use the actual, the regular nail filer or the machine, it hurt no matter what. So of course I get stiff body, aches, chronic fatigue, all of those things. I take medication for that. I also have to like try to walk daily for my body. Like I said, try to avoid foods that have an inflammatory reaction. Eggs, I've noticed, are not really good for me. I can have them every now and then, just not too often. Sweet, fried foods, processed foods, and starch. All those things I have to try to avoid. That doesn't mean that I never eat it, okay? You know, cheese also is not really good for me. But every now and then I'll have me a piece of cheese. You gotta live, you gotta live, you gotta live. As long as you do it with moderation, right? So now I'm gonna talk about how Sjogren's has affected me emotionally. So initially, I was very angry. I was very angry at the narcissist. Angry. I wanted him to pay. I wanted revenge because he made me sick, and I was gonna be sick for the rest of my life. So I was very victim. I was like full victim mode, okay? Always comparing myself to the healthier version, always comparing myself to, you know, the energetic Anna, the prettier Anna, the slimmer Anna, just comparing myself to the old me. And after therapy, after a lot of sessions of therapy, I've learned to embrace what is, to accept what is, to make the best out of the days like today, where I do have the energy to sit down and share videos like this one, okay? I try to look for the positive, okay? Because I have to. I'm either going to embrace who I am today or keep looking back, which I don't want to do because I'm not back there anymore. I'm here. So I have to embrace what is. And what I like about the new me is that the older that I get, the more accepting that I am of who I am. I think I've grown in a lot of ways. I think I've matured in a lot of ways. And I was going to age regardless. I was going to age regardless. My looks were going to change regardless. But I'm not going to get on here and say that, you know, it never affects me. I never think about how I would have looked had I not dealt with this narc. Every now and then I think about those things, but I'm not obsessively thinking about the healthy me. And, you know, because I'm never going to be that person anymore. This is who I am. This is my reality. So I'm going to accept it, embrace it, and live with it. So what do I have to do? Eat well, move my body, do what I love to do what makes me happy, and do the best that I can do during my good days, okay? Another positive thing is that on the days that I do flare up and my face swells up a little bit, when I look in the mirror, I see my mother, because my mom had a really round face. I don't know if she was dealing with a chronic illness or not, because my mom didn't really take care of herself, medically speaking. But, you know, when I look at myself during those days, I really see my mom. I'm like, oh my God, I look like my mom. So again, I just try to make the best out of my reality and look at the positive things and live, okay? Live happily. And that's what I'm doing, okay? So I hope that this video helped you not feel as alone as I was feeling, okay? Because I had a hard time finding videos on this specific topic, the toll that it takes on a person emotionally to see yourself, your looks declining or changing, you know? But we're not gonna be young and beautiful forever, okay? And what makes me me is my heart. What makes me me is the way that I treat people. What makes me the happiest is creating harmony in my life, okay? That's the most important thing, and I think I'm doing that at this age, okay? And hopefully for the rest of my life. Again, that brings me to the end of my video. I hope that it was helpful. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.